So what's up, everybody? Chris here from Chris's MMA Universe, coming at you with a video announcing the official UFC 249 headliner, which is Tony Ferguson taking on Justin Gaethje, which was pretty much predicted just a few days ago, where they were kind of seeking an opponent for Tony Ferguson. But Justin Gaethje was actually mentioning prior that he was staying ready. You know, he was going to stay ready to see if he would have to be put in there, so he would be the next man in line. He actually was making it known that he will be the next one in line to take on Tony Ferguson or take on Khabib if one of them couldn't compete. So he was putting himself in that position, and it was proven true because now he is the man taking on Tony Ferguson, and it will be for the interim UFC lightweight championship. So it looks like Dana White just announced this on Twitter today, So it is officially on 100% Tony Ferguson versus Justin Gaethje. Like I said in my prior video, it's kind of like when you get offered a steak dinner, but then you just get served chicken nuggets. It's just not enough. It's kind of like you're definitely going to still eat the meal because you're hungry, but the whole time you're just going to be thinking about the steak, right? So, it's just, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen if Tony Ferguson will ever fight Khabib. It just seems like this is just one of those fights, just one of those things in life. Forget that it's a fight. It's just one of those things in life that just will never connect and just never have that chemistry for it to just be able to happen. I don't see it happening ever. Now, Khabib supposedly said that he promises, that he will fight Tony Ferguson come August, September, somewhere around that time. So I don't know if that will actually happen. I guess now Tony Ferguson taking on Justin Gaethje for the interim title when Tony Ferguson was already the interim title holder 2 years ago. So then he got stripped because he was injured. So, what happens now? Now he's fighting for the interim title once again. So I don't know. I just think this is just completely insulting to Tony Ferguson in so many ways. I understand Tony Ferguson has to fight to be able to become the title holder, to actually become the champion. I understand that. But him having a fight, and if he ends up losing against Justin Gaethje, which I don't see happening, I don't see Justin Gaethje being able to get over on Tony Ferguson. Now, Justin Gaethje's no slouch, so I don't see like Tony Ferguson being able to run through him. Justin Gaethje's definitely gonna give him a fight. I mean, if anybody can actually run at Tony, give Tony a fight in his face, it would be Justin Gaethje. Now, I'm not saying Khabib wouldn't have been able to do that, but I'm just saying Justin Gaethje against Tony Ferguson is definitely a spectacular fight. What I mean by the whole chicken nugget scenario is, when you're expecting to fight from Tony and Khabib for the fifth time, then it gets canceled for the fifth time. Any other fight that will get served to you is just going to seem like that bottom shelf meal, So I'm not dissing Justin Gaethje in any way. I'm not saying that this fight is going to be horrible. I'm not saying that I don't want to see this fight. That's not what I'm saying whatsoever. I'm just saying if you end up just, being promised that steak and then, you end up getting something else, it's just not enough, right? So that's all I'm saying. So this fight, though, I do believe will be spectacular. I do believe that it will be something incredible for us to be able to feast our eyes on as fans, as just pure fans, just being able to want to watch this fight and being definitely entertained. Thank God Dana White delivered. Thank God Justin Gaethje was there to be able to take the fight. I know Conor McGregor was saying some things where he was going to stay ready and stuff like that, but obviously that didn't happen. So, let's just forget about that. Now we have to kind of sideline Tony Khabib once again for the fifth time and be able to see Tony go up against Justin Gaethje. Now, the only thing that frightens me as a pure fan, I'm bringing to you guys that what frightens me is if Justin Gaethje were to beat Tony Ferguson, Tony's Ferguson legacy would just be destroyed. And what I mean by that is, Tony Ferguson was the man. He was the man next in line. He was the only one out of everybody in the lightweight division deserving of this title shot. And now it very well could be robbed from him. Now, if he ends up being the interim title holder, Tony Ferguson was the interim title holder before. So what's different now? What's different now is he felt it. So he's just going to know to himself, this is fake. This isn't real. It can be taken from me overnight because UFC, Dana White has taken it from him before when he was the interim title holder. And all he did was he got injured 2 years ago from a media obligation for tripping over a cord at the media obligation. It wasn't something that Tony Ferguson was doing where, he just went somewhere and got hurt because he was being irresponsible. It had nothing to do with that. So just what gets me a little riled up is just that, I see Tony Ferguson, it was just right there at his fingertips and once again got taken away the same way it got taken away 2 years ago when the fight was promised to us and then it ended up being taken away. Now, I understand the circumstances. I'm not saying nobody should be unsafe. I'm not saying that they should just put them in there and not worry about safety concerns and all that. I completely understand. I understand why they do certain things, but you don't always agree with them, right? Or sometimes you don't even understand it either. But I understand that there's some safety concerns. There's a lot of moving parts in this. And I sincerely, I sincerely say this. When I actually say this, I mean it sincerely, to stay safe. I want everybody out there to be very, very safe, to take the proper safety precautions with this whole COVID-19. I do agree with that 100%. Now, getting to the fight, though, I do believe that this will be a fight where they will be in each other's face. I do see them going at it. I see Tony Ferguson not stopping. I see Justin Gaethje not stopping. But I do see Justin Gaethje being able to hurt Tony Ferguson. Now, just because that's a possibility, just because he can do it, I don't know if he will. But I do see Tony Ferguson with his unstoppable pace being in Justin Gaethje's face and just bringing it to him. And I don't see Tony Ferguson losing this fight. I don't see him letting it slip away once again. I do not see it whatsoever. And I hope for Tony Ferguson's sake. Now, I try to keep this non-biased as possible, right? But I do hope Tony Ferguson wins this fight for Tony Ferguson's sake, because he is the man deserving and because he is the man who we want to see fight Khabib Nurmagomedov. I can trust that everybody out there can agree with me on that one. But we're going to see what's going to happen. April 18th is on. UFC 249 is on. Tony Ferguson versus Justin Gaethje as the headliner for the UFC interim lightweight title. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like. I really want to know what you guys think about this fight, about what's going to happen. Who do you think is going to win? And if you enjoy my content, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see all you guys in the next one.